What's up, everybody, and welcome to the episode of the TNR Sports Show. Yeah, I'm not restarting. I'm going with my little pause there. I had to think about what I was going to say. I can't help it. I'm going off the go right here. I don't feel the best. I am very tired, but we're coming at you live and in color. Ryan, say what's up.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. We're coming at you live. Ryan is on vacation, but he is being a trooper and he's recording from Columbia, South Carolina, home of the third best team in South Carolina.
The third. Yes.
And so we're recording for Columbia. He's recording from Columbia. I am at my home base, Barstool flag in the background. So I just want to say, first off, thank you for all your liking, subscribing. We got a big weekend coming up, so make sure you're tuned into this episode, the recap episode coming on Monday. We got a lot of stuff coming up. Will this be the first time you see me have a total meltdown on Sunday? That would be very interesting. If Arkansas loses to Georgia, I will have a meltdown. Not really.
And Clemson loses to Boston College. We don't know.
Oh, my God. Ugh, that'd be a rough weekend. I'm going to drink heavily. I'm just kidding. I don't do that.
Prepare for the worst.
But, you know, you never know what might happen. Always set your expectations low, so when they succeed them, you know,
you're
happy. But that being said, it's Arkansas versus Georgia time, but not yet. We got Iowa versus Maryland first. That's our first game. It is on Friday. We got 2 Friday games for you right here. Are you ready?
Man.
Also have a Thursday game that's pretty interesting that Ryan and slap on there, but we'll cover it in a little while. All right, Iowa versus Maryland. The line is -4 to Iowa. The over-under is 46. Ooh, I like that. A little defensive game.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. Both teams are undefeated. Maryland can put up some points. I haven't been very confident with Iowa recently. They just their performance.
They look good against Colorado State.
Yeah, the last game they really performed was Iowa State, and Iowa State doesn't seem to be all that good. So
no.
I'm actually calling for an upset here. I think Maryland's
going to win as well.
I think Maryland's going to win this game.
Iowa, it's a big preseason poll. I've been listening to a couple college football shows, and they've been talking about how Iowa and, you know, have these big wins, right, over Indiana and Iowa State. Preseason polls deemed Iowa State and Indiana to be good. Turns out they're not. When do we discount Iowa for these wins? I mean, they have a good defense and a very terrible offense.
Yeah.
I like Maryland in this game as well, based on the fact they have a Tagovailoa on the team. I don't know the guy's first name. Do you know it?
Oh, yeah.
Talia Tagovailoa.
That's it.
Talia Tagovailoa. Wow. All right. Well, I think he's gonna win Maryland the football game.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
It'll be a good game.
It's going to be a great game. It's going to be on Friday. It's going to be at night in Maryland. So we'll see what happens. Do they have any fans? I'm sure they do.
Maryland? I mean,
yeah.
They
got a cool flag.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on your point of view. Some might say it's too much.
Certain point of view.
Yeah. All right. The next game, BYU versus Utah State. 7.5 favored by BYU. You got the over-under 59.5. All right. What do you think? You think the Mormons are going to knock off Utah State?
I mean, it's a rivalry game. You never know what's going to happen. Utah State's 3-1. They got a good record. Barely lost to Boise State last week, if you remember right. However, BYU looks pretty good. I think BYU is going to win this game.
Yeah. I think BYU, this will be a good road test for them. They're on the road, I imagine. They've had 2 big home wins, Arizona State and who was the other one?
Utah
and Arizona State. Wow, BYU really trailblazing through the state of Utah.
They win this game. They
will be the de facto champions of Utah. Yeah. So, I mean, I think BYU is going to win. I just think the talent's there. You know, they proved it against the couple teams that they played. I like BYU as well. All right, we agree so far. This is where we'll disagree. The hat will turn around. You know what that means, everybody. The 12 o'clock primetime game, College Game Day, the ultimate force of action. Oh, my goodness. And my microphone is not working. I'm just kidding. It's working now. Let me restart that. The primetime force of action, the Arkansas Razorbacks College Game Day taking on the Georgia Bulldogs. the most exciting game of the week. Ryan, are you excited for the college game day aspect of the Hogs?
I'm very excited. I'm glad they're going to a Hogs game.
Yeah, first time since 2006, I think you said.
It's a long time, but very excited for Arkansas. I think it'll be a fun game. I think it'll be a close game. I really do. However, that Georgia defense,
man,
they're just that Jordan Davis guy. I don't know why he's not being talked about.
We'll block him.
Prospect more, because he should be. He's probably one of the best defensive linemen, if not the best defensive lineman in the country right now.
Yeah.
I have Georgia winning close.
Oh my God! Where's my pencil at? Here it is. Georgia, you have Georgia winning?
Yeah, I do have Georgia winning.
Not so fast, my friend.
I pulled for the Hogs last week, but I can't do it this week.
Well, you can still pull for them.
I'm pulling for them, but I don't think they're going to win.
Yeah, you're going to pick them. All right. Let me tell you something, buddy. The Arkansas Razorbacks are going to beat the Georgia Bulldogs in Athens, Georgia. And I'm going to break down for you why. You may call me a lunatic. You may call me whatever you want to call me. You may call me crazy. You may call me insane. But the one thing you're not going to call me is weak. The Arkansas Razorbacks are going to beat the Georgia Bulldogs on Saturday. Yeah, I'll sit here on Monday and be either explanatory of why we lost or be the most ignorant person in the world and not a damn soul on this planet could tell me one thing to another. Let me tell you something. If the Arkansas Razorbacks beat the Georgia Bulldogs, I'm going to go crazy. And here's how they're going to do it. They're going to bust them open. There's going to be plays where they're getting, the ball bounces their way. They're going to stop them on offense. Clemson has proven, I know we don't have Clemson's talent, but Clemson has proven that their offense is stoppable. We have a better defense than South Carolina, far better. We have a far better defense than UAB and Vanderbilt.
Those are good comparisons right now.
Yeah, exactly. So we have a far better defense than those crappy three teams. So with that being said, Clemson has a lot of talent on defense. And it was opening week, wasn't home. I get all that. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. You watch the Arkansas Razorbacks. I have to have confidence in my team. I'm going to pick them. I have to die on this hill. First of all, I'm just thankful to be here. Who would have ever thunk it? To be 4-1 and going into October. Not me. As long as it's as bad as it's been recently, I'll take what I can get, though. Yeah, not so fast. The Arkansas Razorbacks are going to win it 24-17.
All right. I do think Arkansas.
A little score there. I think it's ridiculous that they think it's going to blow us out.
Yeah, it's going to blow out. I think it'll be close. I think Arkansas.
We can't make any mistakes.
You can't make any mistakes, and you have to have probably a few things go your way. But I think you can win. But
they have to make mistakes. JT Daniels need to throw a pick. Their running backs need a fumble. This Georgia team's a good football team. I said last Monday when we previewed this game, I think Georgia is far better than Alabama is. And you'll see my pick in a couple seconds when we talk about Alabama versus Ole Miss, But I just think Georgia, you always believe. I think we have a better chance than we would have last year, and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens.
Amen.
All right, the hat goes back in reverse. The Hogs win. All right, if I come back here. All right, we'll save that segment for a second. In a second. All right, Louisville versus Wake Forest. Ooh, Louisville, a lot of people. The line is -6.5 for Wake Forest. And the over-under 61.5. I do think a lot of points are going to be scored here. Yeah. I think Wake Forest wins, though. I like Wake Forest to be the best team in the ACC right now.
Yeah, when I first looked at this game, I said, I think Louisville could upset them here. Then I saw a stat this morning, actually. The team with the most missed tackles in all of FBS college football is Miami. The team with the second most missed tackles in all of college football is Louisville. After I saw that, I was like, I can't pick Louisville. I was going to pick Louisville, but I'm picking Wake Forest. I don't think Wake Forest is a great team. I think they're a good team. But I think they're definitely beatable by just about most teams in the ACC. Just being honest here, I do think right now they're the best, which is the weirdest thing to say, but yeah, I'm going with Wake Forest.
Louisville, maybe not as bad as we all thought. Still not good enough to knock off old.
It's just bad.
They're still not good enough to knock old Wake Forest off. I told Ryan before the season Wake Forest was going to start. Good pick there. Good pick, Ryan. Good pick, Ryan. Good pick.
Thank you.
All right, Wake Forest. I'm going with Wake Forest as well. Cincy versus Notre Dame. This is a good game too.
Good game. Top 10.
I like Cincinnati. Oh, go ahead.
No, that was top 10 match. You go for it.
I like Cincinnati.
You like Cincinnati?
Cincinnati's going to win. What did they Cincinnati rank?
7 and Notre Dame's 9.
Ooh, another top 10. You know, in the whole month of September, there was one top 10 matchup. And the first week in October, there's 2. Is that crazy?
Looking at this game, since he's favored by 2.5 by the odds, I've picked Notre Dame to lose these past 2 games against Indiana and Purdue.
Yeah.
That has not happened. I've missed those calls because of that.
You got to double down. You got to double down. You got to triple down. I'm going with the Bearcats. Screw Notre Dame. I'm not picking the Irish. I'm not picking the Catholics. I'm picking Cincinnati. Ryan, are you picking Cincinnati with me? Come on. You got to triple down. You got to triple down. I got to triple down. You keep right. I'm right against everybody against Notre Dame until somebody beats them. And then I'll be right eventually.
My gut says I need to pick Cincinnati.
Yeah, you got to go with your gut. Got to go with your gut.
My head says pick Notre Dame. So I'm picking Notre Dame.
I'm going with Cincinnati. I'm going to triple down, all or nothing. And then next week when I quadruple down and fiftuple down and sextuple down, whatever the frick the word is, I'm going to keep going. They will lose to somebody. Probably lose to USC. That's what I think. I don't know if they even play this year. I assume they probably do.
They play, but they're not going to lose. USC's going.
No, they're going to throw Anakin Skywalker back out there. And he's going to whoop them.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I think is going to happen. All right. Not so fast, my friend. I got the pencil here. I'm going with the Bearcats. I'm going with Luke Fickle over the executioner. The guy who actually killed somebody and then joked about killing his whole team. Brian Kelly. I think I had to remember who his name was.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. All right. It's time to talk about the best team in South Carolina. The Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. The Chickens. Versus Louisiana Monroe. I don't think Louisiana Monroe is anything to take lightly. The bigger question isn't if Coastal is going to win, which I do think they will, by a lot. It will be, is it 35 and they're favored by 34.5 points. That's a lot of points. And the over-under is 57.5. I don't know if they cover. I could see it being like a 28-point win, but a 35-point win is a hard push for me. What about you, Ryan?
Yeah.
You think we're gonna win?
Oh yeah.
Best team in South Carolina right now.
Yeah. I don't think Louisiana Monroe's any good. I think they're garbage. They're a hot pile of garbage.
Didn't they have a win last week that was pretty impressive?
No idea.
I need to look it up.
But I think Coastal wins. I think they cover.
You think Coastal covers? You think they're gonna blow them out, huh?
They're gonna destroy them now.
Let me see if there was something here because I thought last week. Oh yeah, here it is. ULM is 2-1. They had a win over Jacksonville State, and they beat Troy last week, 29-16. They did lose to Kentucky 45-10 though, so I think Coastal's pretty good. So, all right, Coastal. I don't think they cover. Ryan does. That was the big question there. Yeah. All right. Ole Miss versus Alabama. Ryan, can I tell you my dream scenario here?
Tell your dream scenario.
Ole Miss beats Alabama. Arkansas beats Georgia. Oh my God, the college football world would explode.
That'd be amazing.
I mean, Twitter would be a war zone. I mean, Arkansas versus Ole Miss would be the most anticipated matchup of all time. It would be. It'd be the playoff in October because the first 2 rounds are happening this week, and now next week the top 2 will meet the tangle. If Arkansas and Ole Miss, if either Ole Miss or Arkansas beat their respective opponents, they have a good shot of being. I mean this. I'm not saying this as like a joke. I mean this with whole sincerity. If Arkansas or Ole Miss, either or, beat their respective teams this week, they have a good chance of being ranked in the top 4, if not 1 or 2. I honest to God believe that. Like, I think Georgia would probably fall to 4, and then you would have Alabama probably fall to 6, and then Ole Miss or Arkansas would be ranked 1 and 2, which it would be absolutely insane. Which one do you think out of those two, considering Arkansas is ranked 8th, Ole Miss is 11th, I believe, do you think which one, if they both beat them, what do you think would be ranked number 1 and number 2? You think it'd be Ole Miss and Arkansas? That's what I would think. Or do you think it'd be Arkansas then Ole Miss?
I think it'd be Arkansas then Ole Miss because
that'd be insane.
Arkansas has the big win over Texas, who will most likely look good again this upcoming week. And then you have when it was Texas A&M, which is huge. So I think they would leapfrog 2-1 if both teams won, of course.
I mean, what a big – I know it's not going to happen. I'm not a fool. I just live in my fantasy land. But you never know, you know? You just never know. You just never know. You never know. What do you actually think about this game? I think Ole Miss is going to win. I actually do believe Ole Miss is going to beat Alabama.
Yeah, I feel like it's a trap game. I know Alabama is more talented than.
I actually don't think it's a trap game. I think Alabama's mad. Nick Saban's going to have that score on they beat them like 62-48 last year or something ridiculous like that. You have to go look up the score. But I think Nick Saban's like, oh, you remember this team? You remember this team? And he's going to be all mad about it. So I don't think it's a trap game. I think Nick Saban's going to have him riled up.
Oh, yeah. Nick Saban always has them riled up. But I think in terms of trap, I mean that I think Ole Miss, they know a thing or two about Bama because Lane Kiffin pretty much made Bama offense. I do think Ole Miss wins. I think close.
Oh.
I think this is a very hopeful pick by me.
I like it.
I think it's 50-50, to be honest. I have trouble. I don't know about this pick. But
I heard it best said today, and I agree with this stat. I agree with this take fully. If Ole Miss gets the ball first, or, they need to score first, and they need to score fast. If they can do that, they have a chance to win the football game. If Alabama goes up 7-0 early and quick, you're going to have a real issue there. I think that's going to be a problem. I think they're going to be, but then again, they went up 21-0 in Florida. That didn't matter too much at the end of the day. So it's all about perspective, I think, with Alabama. You just got to wait and see. It's at home. It's a tough spot for Matt Corral. His first time actually being on a road since being under Lane Kiffin. I don't know how much that matters because he was on the road when he was under Luke Fickell in 2019, but All right. That's Ole Miss, Alabama. I'm going with Ole Miss. Ryan's going with Ole Miss. The Black Bears or Colonel Reb or the Land Sharks, whatever they are, we're going with them.
The Rebels.
Yeah, the Ole Miss Rebs. Ole Miss Colonel Rebels. All right, there you go. Oklahoma versus Kansas State. Oh, Ryan. Oklahoma's taking a lot of heat.
They are taking a lot of heat, and deservedly so with that offensive line play being so bad. I think it's an interesting game. I know Oklahoma's. It's not like they're prepared. Like they're prepared. They know that Kansas State can beat them. They beat them like the past 2 years, unfortunately. It's a toughie. I think it's going to be a very close game. I don't think this is the game, unfortunately, that Oklahoma comes out and figures it all out. And I don't think it'll be a next game either, which is probably going to be an L for Oklahoma. I'm getting ahead of myself. I think Oklahoma wins. I think it's going to be close.
Okay. Not so fast, my friend. Oklahoma wins, but big. I think this is a good spot for a couple things to happen. Everybody's like, oh, Kansas State, they beat Oklahoma 2 years in a row, Oklahoma looks bad. I think Oklahoma's going to blow them out. I think it's going to be the below the gates open kind of game. I like it for Oklahoma. It just feels like a spot for them. Like, you know what I mean? They're getting criticized. You got the quarterback getting booed on the field, and then he posts a photo on Instagram, and every single freaking person on the team says, "Keep your head up, QB," or whatever, you know. So I like Oklahoma here, and I like them big, especially if the third string quarterback starts, which is what is rumored right now in the streets. So
I hope you are correct, sir.
I am. Oklahoma, big. All right. South Carolina versus Troy. I'm going with the Trojans here. Tell me why I'm wrong. The line is -7 for South Carolina, which seems kind of small.
Are you really going for Trojans?
The over-under is 45.
Are you really going for Trojans?
I wish they were playing Appalachian State. I know they'd get their ass kicked then, but I don't know.
No, man, I'm going with Carolina. I think that defensive line.
I don't think Troy's very good.
They're not. They lost to
ULM
last week. So
Coastal's got a tougher game. Hopefully, does Coastal have a tougher schedule? People are asking.
I don't think so. But I think South Carolina's going to win. I don't think it'll be a huge blowout. I don't think it'll be close. It could be about maybe 2 touchdowns, just on a field goal. Carolina wins.
Carolina really hasn't impressed me. Me and my buddy got in an argument over Carolina. Big game boomer, an Oklahoma guy, posted that Clemson was the worst team in South Carolina. I think that's blasphemy because no matter how bad Clemson has looked, South Carolina's looked really bad. And, people think that's me being biased against South Carolina. It's not. Their offensive coordinator doesn't know how to call plays, which is almost as bad as Clemson. They kind of have the same problems if you think about it. But their players are not as good as ours, as Clemson's. And, their defense, one thing people kind of are overlooking because they're saying, oh, South Carolina had a good defensive game against Kentucky, which is true. They did cause several turnovers, and that matters. But if you look at those drives, if Kentucky wouldn't have made those turnovers, they would have blew them out. They were driving on them every single time. Now they got the turnovers. They didn't capitalize. The offense is in shambles. The offensive line is terrible. Their receivers aren't very good. Josh Van's their only good wide receiver. The quarterback is scared because he's got hurt, so he's not playing well. And Kevin Harris is a shell of what he was. I don't know what happened to him. He's gone. I'm sure he can revitalize himself, but right now he's not playing up to standard. So with that being said, I think Troy's going to lose, but close. South Carolina, but close. By a field goal, Ryan. By a field goal.
Okay. That's a bold
by a field goal. Game-winning field goal. I'm starting to wonder about Shane Beamer, too. I think you got to give him time.
You got to give him time. It's his first year. And then the program that Muschamp left him
is bad. The offense is bad. The defense is okay. The offense is bad, though. It's bad. Yeah, it's not good. The offensive line's terrible, and the wide receivers are ugh. The running backs, ugh. And the quarterback is ugh. So every position is not good. So we'll see what happens with the old South Carolina Gamecocks. Like I said, totally unbiased by me. I'm a man of honor. Man of honor, that's right. Ohio State versus Rutgers. Oh my gosh. Chop that wood. Ohio State's favored by 15.5. The over is 56. Ryan, what do you think? Are you what? Ryan, stop. You are not going Rutgers.
I told you this, man. I told you. I was going to
no way.
Yeah, why not?
Did you see what happened last week? Well, Michigan has a much better defense than Ohio State has. Ohio State's defense is terrible. They're going to run the ball.
Precisely. I was actually looking it up to make sure, and it's in Rutgers. So.
Oh man, that New Jersey crowd is gonna be up there. They're gonna be going crazy.
About that. But yeah, so I do think Rutgers is going to win. Ohio State does not give me a lot of confidence. I don't think Oregon is as good as people think they are.
I think the Pac-12 is awful. They're as bad as the ACC.
Yeah, Pac-12 is not good. I
think the Big 12 is better than both of those conferences. Shame they got blown up.
I think that I think Oregon is a good team, but I don't think they're a top 5 team. I think that they're just people that say, "Oh, well, you beat Ohio State."
Like, they will drop one.
They're going to drop.
It's a fact. I don't know who it's going to be by. It's going to be somebody stupid too. Stanford. They play Stanford this week. Wouldn't be shocked if it's that.
Oregon hasn't really convinced me.
I think they go on the road to UCLA as well.
Yeah.
Pac-12 game of the week, baby.
Minnesota was garbage. Minnesota was just garbage. Like they lost 30-0 to Colorado, or was it?
They played Minnesota the opening game.
Yeah, Ohio State played at Minnesota opening game. Somewhat close game, and Minnesota's just not good. And
Minnesota lost to Bowling Green.
Yeah,
last week.
And then you have to look at it and also say, even Tulsa played them really close until the latter half of the fourth quarter. I'm not convinced Ohio State. Rutgers has a good defense. Their offense isn't that great, but I think they can put enough points up. It's in New Jersey. Rutgers. I'm a little upset.
Whoa, he's going with Rutgers. Listen, I don't know. I can't do that. I got to go to Ohio State. Hey, I'll be gladly wrong with this pick. Gladly. I will be so gladly wrong. I do think Rutgers does have a good defense. Maybe I'll stifle them. You never know. I'm going with Ohio State, though.
Okay.
Small, very small. I think it's going to be tighter than people think it will be. It sure as hell ain't going to be no 15.5. That's crazy.
Mm-mm.
Florida versus Kentucky. This week's got some good, solid games, man. Florida versus not undefeated. Florida did lose Alabama. Florida's favored by 8.5. The over-under is 55. Kentucky had some guys that were suspended, I guess you could say, because they broke into a house party. You know what I'm talking about? Probably not. Go look it up if you don't know. I don't know the specifics of it. All starters on defense and offense. All charges were dropped this past week. They're playing in this Florida game. I believe they've been practicing with the team the whole time. And I was listening to a podcast I was listening to today. They were like, dang, Mark Stoops cooked him up a little Florida magic here, a little Kentucky magic. Got those guys out of free. All charges dropped against those fellas, so they're playing in the game. So it's and it was legit. I think it was 6 people. Jeez. Starters and little backups, but still crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Talent.
It's in Kentucky. It's at night. Does that convince you that
Kentucky's
going to win the football game?
Does not convince me. I'm going Florida. I just think Florida's the better team. They clearly have the more talent on paper. It's, will the coaching talent, the scheme, and all that good stuff come out for Kentucky to potentially win? I don't really know. But I think the safe pick for me is pick Florida. I'm picking Florida.
Safe pick. Screw that. I'm going with the Kentucky Wildcats. If they turn over the ball once, they'll lose the game. But if they keep it low and slow down that Florida offense, I don't know if they're going to play that Anthony, you know what I'm talking about? Anthony Richardson guy, that future of Florida. Georgia better win it this year because I'm worried Florida's going to take over. That guy, he's good, real good, real good.
He's wearing 15 and goes to Florida. That's a sign.
Yeah, he's massive. He's a massive man. I'm going with Kentucky here, though. Kentucky at night in Lexington. I feel confident in that pick. Like I said, ugly game is an ugly game. A win is a win. Mm-hmm. All right. Oklahoma State versus the Baylor.
Baylor Bears.
Undefeated matchup here. 4-0. 4-0.
Top 25 teams. I think this would be a very curious matchup to kind of figure out the Big 12. There's a lot of we don't know if Baylor's all that good. We don't know if Oklahoma State's all that good. I think this game tells us what we need to know. Oklahoma State is favored by 3.5.
Your minus 49.
I agree with that. I think that Oklahoma State will win. Mike Gundy, I mean, he's just been in all these situations. He knows what he's
The
doing.
mullet.
The mullets, man. If you have a mullet, you win football games.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Oh, the Pokes. Go Pokes.
Yeah, I'm going with the Baylor Bears. I'm going with the Bears here. I'm going with the Baylor Bears. If I'm going with Baylor, okay, here we go. Good color game. Got a good color game coming up here. Green, yellow, orange, black. Got a lot of colors on the field. I'm going with Baylor. If they wear those bright yellow uniforms they wore the other day. Yeah. If they do not, or if they wear black. So if they wear bright yellow or black, I'm going with Baylor. If they wear green of any sorts, I'm going with Oklahoma State. Mark that down. Write that down, somebody.
Well, the game is my pick. Water. It's in Oklahoma. So most likely Oklahoma State's, if I had to guess.
Oh, they're going to be. No, I'm going with Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State
comes out and they're all black. That's one.
Yes, so I'm going with Oklahoma State. Baylor's going to be in some white green stuff. Gross. All right, I'm going with OK State as well. All right, here we go. The big game. Ryan will be at this game. He will be in the crowd crying when Boston College wins. Clemson versus Boston College. Ryan, what do you think?
I'm nervous about this game. Brian Brzee tore his ACLs. He will not be in this game. He will not be out the rest of the season.
Yeah, he won't be in
Will Shipley hurt his ankle. He is out for the next 3 to 4 weeks.
Oh my God!
And
is it almost? Are you done? It's got to be the end of the bad news, right?
It was. There's one other. I can't remember this.
Oh, wasn't it that good? Spectre? Isn't he hurt?
Yeah, he's fine.
What about old Skalski?
Skalski playing. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens in this game. I saw the depth chart come out. They activated Will Maffa, who's a true freshman 4-star running back, who they were going to redshirt, but
hey, they can only play him in 4 games, so maybe we'll see what happens.
We'll see. Yeah, maybe Shipley comes back. Maffa's supposed to be a very talented running back. He will be the backup behind Kobe Pace. Kobe Pace is a good running back. I also saw they mixed up the offensive line a little bit, which gives me hope. We'll see how much hope that actually pays off. Boston College is missing their starting quarterback, but they've been missing him. They've just been running the ball. They've just been running and running and running and running.
So they destroyed Missouri. Missouri has the worst run defense in the country because of what Boston College did to them. Yeah, I think that's like legit. I think they're like 130th.
Yeah, they had 275 rushing yards on Mizzou. If Clemson can stop the run, and I think if Tyler Davis and Brian Brzee were out there, I'd feel so much more confident about this game. And there's good talent behind those guys, but clearly it's not your starters. I do think Clemson's going to win this game. I think it will be close, unfortunately. I'm praying the offense figures it out because I'll be there. So, I don't want to go to a game where they lose. But I do say Clemson, but close.
Dabo had a good press conference this week. I like what he said.
Yeah.
And they were all grilling him about losing and be going 2-2. And he was like, y'all weren't here when we went 6-6. He was like, y'all weren't here when we lost South Carolina and stuff like that. I'm going with Boston College.
Yeah.
I think this is, I don't know. Clemson scares me. That offense can't do anything. It can't do nothing. So if I don't know, they need a miracle.
Yeah.
Defense is banged up. Offense needs to score points, man. They got to score some points.
Defense.
They got to get over that 21 mark.
Mm-hmm. Defense does everything they can to win games.
You can only. Eventually that walls fall down on that.
Needs to get together and score. If they can't, we may have a 6-6 season. I'm hopeful that this is the game. Boston College.
6-6, Jesus.
They're a good team. Trying to
FireDabo.com.
I wasn't really convinced of what Tony Elliott said. He had an interview and they questioned like his play calling. He's like, "Oh well, North Carolina's calling the same play, and you're all getting mad." But then like North Carolina's losing.
North Carolina got the crap beat out of them by Georgia Tech.
Yeah, it's not an excuse to not make better play calling decisions. It sounds like I don't know, just it didn't give me confidence. I was happy to hear what Dabo said, and he said, we're not doing well. We need to make some changes. I agree. Changes need to be made. Clearly, something's not working. Hopefully, that happens this week. If not, I agree. Clemson will lose, but fingers crossed, Clemson wins.
All right, it is night game in Clemson. You know, hopefully there won't be any stupid weather delays or anything like that. It doesn't look like there will be in the weather reports. So we should be good to go. The fans will be there. The place will be packed. You know, Clemson, I still believe in Brett Venables. I still believe in that. They still have good players now. I'm going with Clemson. I'm switching. I'm going with Clemson. Clemson, but close. All right. UCLA versus Arizona State. I believe this game will decide the Pac-12 South.
I agree.
These are the two big ball guys. I don't know why I said that, but that's what I said. So these guys, UCLA versus Arizona State. UCLA is favored by 3 points. The over is 55.5. Ryan, you're going with Arizona State. Is this at night? I assume it is.
It is at.
Never know with the Pac-12.
10:30.
Ooh, I might actually have to stay up for this game. This will be a good one.
I'll probably just be getting back to.
Oh, you'll be exhausted.
I'll be here driving. Yeah, I think Arizona State's got a good chance to win this. I just like Arizona State. They have a really good team, really good offense. Confident in their team. I think Arizona State will win it. Go on and win the Pac-12 South.
Oh man, I love nothing more to see Herm Edwards.
It is in Pasadena though, which is kind of.
Oh, it's not in Arizona State. I'm going with UCLA. I thought it was Arizona State. No, I'm going with UCLA. I think Chip Kelly's got it going this year. I think this is the Chip Kelly year. They got to get it going before old USC gets it going. Because it don't matter. UCLA is a good football program. They're going to have a lot of success. But there ain't nothing like USC once USC gets going. So get it in while you can. All right. Auburn versus LSU. Gross game. Gross game. Why is this at night? It's a nasty game. Well, I'm not complaining. I prefer Arkansas and Georgia be at freaking 12 o'clock. Because Georgia fans are not going to be drunk. They'll only be slightly drunk. You know, they maybe not won't be as loud. So they're not going to have any liquid courage in them. I think this is going to be a slugfest. If you're a bettor, the over-under is 54.5. I would take that down, under. I'm going under there. I think it's going to be a slugfest. I'm thinking 17-14. Both offenses are garbage. Both defenses are garbage. But what happens when you have garbage offenses with garbage defenses? Garbage. I think LSU is going to win. The line is 3.5 for LSU. I just think it's the home field advantage that's going to help them power through. Ryan, any thoughts?
No, I agree. I think that LSU's going to win it. I don't have a lot of faith in Auburn after last week against Georgia State.
Especially with the quarterback situation being so.
Next, bring on TJ Finley, former LSU guy. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I think LSU wins.
I agree. LSU. I'm going with Coach O. I'm going down with the Tigers in Baton Rouge. We're going to play the Auburn Tigers. We're going to have a tiger battle. We're going to put two tigers, literal tigers, in a cage. We're going to have them fight it out. You know what I mean?
Oh, a crawdad.
And I'm going to throw a crawdaddy in there. And I'm going to have them fight them out. I'm going to tape a crawdad to each of their ears. So they'll fight each other, thinking they're going to get some food.
Exactly.
I'm going to have a tiger fight. Inside of a friggin' cage over a pot of gumbo. Gumbo. All right. I'm going with LSU. Ryan's going with LSU. All right. A little divided on the picks. Not too heavily divided. But we have a couple we don't agree on. Not so fast, my friend. All right. Let me run through the rest of the games and we'll be good to go. All right. Thursday. We have a little Thursday action. Virginia versus Miami. Miami's favored by 5.5. Ryan, what do you think?
I have no confidence in Miami whatsoever at this point. So
it is in Miami.
I'm going with Virginia. I don't care.
I'm going with Virginia as well. All right, we're going to keep going until I find something interesting. Michigan versus Wisconsin. We should talk about this for a second. I said I was going to. Yeah. This game is going to be the nastiest thing you could ever watch on football. This may be the worst football game of all time. And I mean that. This game, if you like your games, 14-10, 17 or 14, this is the game for you. they are going to run the ball. And then after that, when that fails, guess what they're going to do again? They're going to run the ball, and they're going to run the ball again, and then they're going to run the ball. So if you like running the ball and you like Big Ten football, running it for 3 straight downs, getting it a 3rd and 1, and then punting, and then having this other team do the same thing, and then punting again, and then having that happen constantly, just constantly happening. This is the game for you. Michigan is favored by Wisconsin is favored. Oh my God. It is in Wisconsin. Wisconsin's favored by 2. The line is 43.5. No way.
Go under.
No way. It's even close. Watch these teams score like 40 points apiece.
Wisconsin.
They have good defense.
Wisconsin's not a bad team. They have good defense. You're right. They have good running back.
They were exposed. Their quarterback stinks. Their offense is bad. These offenses in this game are bad.
If you like football from 1910, this is the game for you.
This has just got a little more safety in it. They're not wearing leather helmets in this game. They're wearing actual.
Might just come out with leather helmets.
Oh man, that'd be awesome.
They're just gonna play rugby, who knows?
Yeah, exactly. Jim Harbaugh would love that.
Michigan will win. I think Michigan might be the best team in the Big Ten right now. I honestly,
they didn't look that good against Rutgers.
I think Rutgers is a good team.
Yeah, you did pick them to beat Ohio State. I'm going Michigan as well, just for my buddy who listens to the pod.
Might be the best team in the Big Ten right now.
All right, here you go. I got another barn burner here. Tennessee versus Missouri. Line 65.5 is the over, and the line's -3 toward Missouri. It's in Missouri.
Who cares? I don't care, man.
I'm going with Tennessee, man.
Yeah.
You don't care about Tennessee?
I used to. So I hate Mizzou.
Yeah, I do too. They're our rivals. So.
I've only just started hating Mizzou because their head coach thinks it's
Eli Drinkowitz. He's a big nerd. He's a loser.
I am going with Tennessee just because I like Tennessee's coach more than I like Mizzou's.
Yeah, Josh Heupel's stand-up guy. Now, I don't think Drinkowitz makes it out next season. He'll be fired. They're not any good. All right, here you go. Got another barn burner for you. The Pittsburgh Panthers versus the Georgia Yellow Jackets. Pittsburgh's favored by 3.5.
You know, I'm taking.
I think that's crazy. I think Georgia Tech gonna blow them out.
I was about to say I'm taking Georgia Tech too. I think Pittsburgh has a great offense, but their defense is just garbage.
Georgia Tech, good man. They're a good football team.
Georgia Tech, they struggled for the first 2 games. Well, actually, they struggled for the first game.
They're the best 2-2 team in the country.
Georgia Tech, man. I think they're better.
They're the best 2-2 team in the country by far. Georgia After Tech. That win over North Carolina, man.
It's in Georgia Tech.
Yeah. Well, that means it's in the Mercedes-Benz thing. They played there the other day. I don't know why.
I just playing Bobby Dodds.
I think they're doing renovations, maybe, or maybe it was just a once-a-year kind of deal. They played in Mercedes. They played North Carolina Mercedes-Benz Zone, or Mercedes-Benz Superdome, or whatever it's called. Here's another one for you: the Duke Blue Devils at North Carolina. No winner here because we think Duke 3-1. So I'm not gonna say they're a bad football team because they got a better record than North Carolina. North Carolina's favored by 20. Do you think North Carolina wins? Do you think they cover?
It's just
the over is under 72.5. Jesus, that's a lot of points. That's huge.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just one of those games. Because I thought that North Carolina was going to be like 11-1. 10.
Yeah, no, they're terrible. They're not any good.
And it's just like, what happened? Also,
apparently they lost a lot.
Johnny Dodds.
Like a lot.
For Bobby Dodds. I think UNC will win. I don't have a lot of confidence in that pick, but I think UNC will win.
All right, UNC. All right, let's keep moving down the list. Texas versus TCU. That wasn't on there. -5. Texas. I think Texas is going to win. Mainly because I think they always lose to TCU.
I think Texas -5 seems low. I think
because TCU always beats them for some reason. But that loss versus SMU is not good.
Yeah, I think SMU is a good team. They're loaded with like.
That's true. They are having a lot of wins. Are they undefeated?
I think Texas wins. I think they win a lot.
Yeah, I do too. All right, we're gonna keep moving down the line here. Let's see if I can find anything that people would be interested in.
Uconn and Vanderbilt.
College game of the year. What time does that come on?
7:30.
Oh my God. My eyes will be, I was listening to Pardon My Take, another podcast I was listening to, and they said if College Game Day had any balls, they would go to that game. That would be awesome. Who you picking? I'm going with Vanderbilt. At home.
I agree. Uconn sucks. Vanderbilt will win.
They have said UConn's playing a little frisky recently. So we'll wait and see what happens. Oregon versus Stanford. I'm going with Oregon.
Oregon too. I think it'll be close though.
Close. Let's keep moving down the line here. Syracuse going to Florida State. You think Syracuse 3-1, good football team, apparently.
One loss to Rutgers.
Oh wow. Chop that wood. Florida State 0-4.
Florida State's just
that's tough, man. I tell you what.
Orange man.
Wait. I think Clemson will blow them out right now. That's how bad Florida State is. Jeez, ain't crackers, that is not good. That is bad. Who have they played, man? They are a bad football team. Good Lord.
Notre Dame, Louisville, Jacksonville State.
Let me see. Let me look at their schedule. All right, they play Syracuse. It's at home, and then they're at UNC. They play UMass, so that could be their only win of the entire season. Oh my God, dude, that's so bad. I'll say they play Syracuse, and they're at UNC. They got UMass at home, so they'll win that one. And then they're at Clemson, NC State at home, Miami at home, Florida at Boston College, and then at Florida. Oof. Man, that poor sons of guns. They stink. Norvell's gone. All right. Who are you picking in that game? Florida State or Syracuse?
Syracuse, Orange man.
I'm going Florida State.
Oh.
Taking a risk here. I'm taking a risk.
Yeah.
Texas Tech versus West Virginia. I'm going with West Virginia.
Yeah, after that last week.
They're favored by 7 points.
And Texas Tech did not. So West Virginia.
Yep. UCF versus Navy. This isn't really much of a game. I don't know why I said this. I could ignore this. I'm going with UCF. Let's keep moving down the line here. Nevada versus Boise State.
That could be a good game.
Boise State favored by 6.5.
I'd take that. I think Boise State will win that game.
I think so as well. Keep moving. Army going to Ball State. Army undefeated, 4-0.
Yeah,
Army. We did that. Oh, it'd be so funny. Louisiana Tech versus NC State. Wouldn't it be so funny if Louisiana Tech beat NC State? Be hilarious. God, I would love that. Keep moving along here. I'm trying to find Mississippi State versus Texas A&M. Line 7.5 towards line 7 toward Texas A&M.
It's in Texas. I think Texas A&M wins it. Mississippi State's just garbage. I think Texas A&M's going to blow them out.
I think Texas A&M's offense is going to get it going one week. Like they're going to find it. They didn't have it against Arkansas, but Mississippi State's defense isn't comparable to Arkansas's. So, all right, there you go. Well, let's keep moving here. Oh, Liberty versus UAB. Both 3-1.
I'll take Liberty.
I'm going with UAB.
All right.
Oh my goodness. Kansas versus Iowa State. Iowa State's favored by 34 points.
You gotta go Iowa State, but they won't cover that.
No. Keep moving here.
Actually, they might. It's Kansas.
We did Uconn versus Vanderbilt. The line's 14.5 towards Vanderbilt. Uconn is already 0-5. My God. They're already halfway done with their season after this game. Jesus. Thank God for them. They're probably like, woof, thank God. Going with Vanderbilt there. I'm going with Uconn to get their first win on the road at the Vanderbilt. That's what I think. All right. Northwestern going to Nebraska. Nebraska's favored by 11. I think Nebraska wins. Northwestern.
Yeah, Nebraska won that game.
All right, we keep moving here. Oh man, we got an 11 p.m. game here.
Hawaii.
Fresno State at Hawaii. That's a barn burner. I'm going with Fresno State.
Baby.
All right. That's the end of the episode. Ryan, any last thoughts? Any last thoughts about the Hogs?
Go Hogs. That's all I got to say.
You picking them?
No.
Not so fast, my friend. I picked Oklahoma to blow out Kansas State, and you can't throw me a bone?
I threw you a bone last week, and I was right.
Well, yeah, it's not much of a bone. We won. We won the football game. You were right. Congratulations.
Do you want my pick to not be truthful and conclusive?
I'm into the podcast. Everybody have a good night. I'm ignored now. Goodbye. Hey, everybody. Thank you for watching the YouTube version of the TNR Sports Show. Make sure to like, subscribe, and tune in every Friday and Monday for a new episode of the TNR Sports Show. I really appreciate it. Make sure to check out our other videos from the preseason or anything of that nature. And make sure you just share with your friends. I would really appreciate that as well. But again, thank you for watching the TNR Sports Show, Monday or Friday edition.